I have a Discord server full of some of the biggest apes and degenerates on the internet. So I had a regarded idea. What if I gave them $100,000 on a paper trading account to manage as a hive mind? Here's what's happening so far. Back in August, I made the announcement, a 100K paper fund run entirely by the community. The goal would be to make as much paper money and at the very least beat the S&P 500. The system was very simple. We had 3 channels within the Discord. The first, Research and DD, is where the community posted their Wall Street bet style due diligence breakdowns and suggestions. The second was the polls channel, where I curate the best ideas and let the apes vote. Finally, the log channel is where I post every single trade that I make. We had $100,000 in cash and we were ready to go. August contained a flurry of activity. The ideas came flooding in immediately. One of our OGs, Benny, recommended longing leveraged Monero, claiming it was oversold due to misinformation, its real-life utility, and was poised for a large rebound. While our paper app TradingView didn't let us go in leveraged, I'd like to shout out Benny as calling the absolute bottom. This is a position that's consistently printed for us since our purchase. Benny also advocated for shorting Bitcoin, which also turned out to be a smart play that we did not enter. Another Gigastonks member, Turandot, recommended a degenerate conviction. My ears always perk up when I hear phrases like that. Degenerate conviction. He claimed that TSE 4751, a Japanese gaming company, could rise up from 1,500 yen to nearly 2,200. Slipsmokes was feeling bullish on Webull. I mean, it's hard to have a better ticker for meme stock potential than Bull, and Slipsmokes was convinced that a retail brokerage like Webull had a good chance of popping upwards. And finally, we had Isaiah, who was bullish on Uber. He wrote the stock is looking good as the company is finally becoming profitable after 6 years. Also, the company holds $12 billion in debt, so Uber will likely benefit from the upcoming rate cuts. I'm still waiting on those, by the way, Mr. Powell. On a technical level, the stock looked amazing with a long-term bullish structure, including a 5-year inverse head and shoulders bullish pattern. With all sorts of regarded and wonderful ideas, I had to throw it into the polls channel. The bull long position won by far, followed by Monero and Uber close behind. We ended up throwing 10K in the winning position plus 5K in each of the runner-ups. But the real chaos started with our second vote. Later in the month, another one of the OGs, Mandoriax, wrote up a monster DD bearish on Roblox. Essentially, the stock is overvalued, has headwinds from lawsuits, could be banned in the Philippines, has weak financials, is not profitable. I mean, it's literally got a negative price to earnings ratio, it's got increasing debt. Alongside that, we had a semi-crypto play on Alt5 Sigma Corporation, highlighting its potential profits from the Trump family's World Liberty Financial Token. Obviously, the Roblox puts position won, so we threw 10K in Roblox puts expiring in April 2026 and also bought some Alt5 shares. And this is where I hit a hilarious speed bump. I didn't realize that options on TradingView's paper platform were leveraged 50x on top of the already roughly 100 times leverage that options provide. Our $10,000 paper bet was suddenly $500,000 margin position. We had achieved peak regardation on day 1. I had to nuke the account, reset, and rebuy everything from scratch. After resetting the account and fixing the leverage, we were entering the bear months. I'm talking September, October, November, and soon we'll even be in December, hard to believe, but the hive mind actually started to cook. Gigastonks, yours truly, put in a little DD for an open door scalp back when it was on its second massive run-up. We ended up scalping open for a quick 28% or $1,400. Our first W was on the board, not just on paper, well, it was paper money still, but we realized the gains. But one of our best plays and a much bigger win came from Tartboy. He encouraged us to be greedy while others were fearful with Sarepta Therapeutics, ticker SRPT. The stock had just been hammered, dropping from 170 to 17 on FDA fears. Tartboy's DD pointed out that it has one of the only viable therapies for Duchenne muscular dystrophy, a strong pipeline, a high price target from BMO, and that institutions were starting to buy back in. This was a massive win. We bought in near the bottom, and after it ripped, the community wisely voted to sell half of the position, locking in a huge gain and letting the rest ride. And the wins just kept on coming. We took some Wall Street Bets DDs on CoreWeave and Galaxy Digital. User Arian pointed out that Unity might be a sleeper play, as well as Google. Mandoriax, the same guy who gave us the monster Roblox bearish DD, was now feeling bullish on Amazon. User Woo, which I always read as whew, gave us a great DD on Fubo, pointing to catalysts like the pending merger with Disney and improving financials. It felt like we couldn't lose, the fund was printing, but it wasn't all tendies. Do you remember that Alt5 play, the one about the Trump family token? That did not pan out at all. It was our worst performer for a month straight. We had to make the tough decision to lay one of our most suffering positions to rest and close for a loss. Our biggest test, though, that really defined the fund was Oklo. To be completely honest, we got kind of cocky with this one. We decided to short a nuclear meme stock on its way up. We pretty much just jumped in front of a freight train. The stock ripped from $120, where we shorted, to over $180, and it was eating our portfolio alive. I put it to a vote. Do we hold or do we capitulate? The paper hands won. The community voted to close the short, booking a $2,200 loss. And I swear, as soon as we closed that position, the stock just cratered. Tart Boy said it best: I called the double down, but everyone voted on fear, not on logic. He was right. We had the perfect thesis, and we fumbled it with a perfectly democratic, voted upon panic sell. We really are just a hive mind of regards. So after all of that, the 50x leverage glitch, the monster Sarepta Therapeutics win, and the perfectly timed Oklo disaster, I know what you're thinking now. Okay, how much is your 100K worth right now? And the answer you've been waiting for is, as of early November, $106,472.49. Oh wait, now it's $106,486.94. It's updating live, and I just made a quick $14 between screenshotting that and writing it down. Anyways, we're up about 6.4% in 3 months. In the same time period, the S&P 500 is up only about 2%. The Gigastonks Community Fund, an army of regards, apes, degens, and a bunch of random retail traders, we're beating the market right now. When sorted by profit loss percentage, the Amazon calls and Roblox puts by Mandoriax are the first and third most profitable at the moment, so shout out to this certified regarded hedge fund manager. You can see the Monero position from Benny is still printing, the Google calls are up, and we've got minor gains on Galaxy and AppLovin. These four right here, while technically negative, are all breaking pretty much even, and the Sarepta play is actually well in the green because we took some profits on that play already. The only real losers at this point are the Webull shares and the Unity calls, but honestly, the 6% gain isn't even the most valuable thing we got from this. While beating the market is great, I'm always in the pursuit of getting better as a trader, and here's a few takeaways I've had that I think would be useful for everyone. The first is that a hive mind of degenerates like this is the single greatest idea generation engine on the planet. I'm just one person. I never would have found a Japanese gaming stock like TSE 4751. I never would have looked at Sarepta's 90% drop and thought buy. I would have just seen a dumpster fire and stayed away. The real gold mine here from this experiment was in the sheer volume of high effort DD that our community was just printing left and right. No single analyst can scan the market for opportunities like 100 dedicated apes can. The flip side is that while a democracy-style fund is great at finding plays, it also seemed naturally paper-handed when it came to managing them. The fund even voted to kick out the Roblox puts hours before it dropped 20% and instantly sent that position from our worst to our third best position. I'm glad I wasn't looking when we were voting on that position because I would have sold and we would have been in the red on that one. Democracy is absolutely terrible for split-second trading decisions. The Oklo disaster is perfect proof. We had the right thesis. The stock was overvalued, but we voted based on fear and not on logic to close that position. We watched the red candle, we panicked, we hit the sell button as a group at the exact worst possible moment. The logical degenerate play was to double down, but the play of the masses was to panic. And then my final takeaway was that the most regarded plays up front ended up being the best ones. One of our safest sounding plays, Webull, is getting wrecked right now. And some of our more contrarian, even totally regarded ones on the surface, like shorting Roblox, a game that nearly every kid indulges in and loves, or buying Sarepta, a stock that had cratered 90% before we bought it and even to this day gets shit on regularly by the news, it turned into a pretty solid win for us. At the end of the day, this experiment proved that the real money is often hidden behind degenerate conviction plays, ones that feel just a little bit crazy and that most people are too scared to even try. This experiment has been wild and it's just getting started. If you want to vote on our next play and also get in on the new monthly individual contest that we've just launched this past week, which you think the community fund is regarded, the monthly contests are crazy. The link to the Gigastonks Discord is at the very top of the description below. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more Wall Street Bets breakdowns and to see if this community fund can keep beating the market. Thanks for watching, apes. I'll see you next Friday.